All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you follow the channel, you'll know that I'm not the biggest fan of the way this car sounds. Ever since we did the new setup on the Evo with the new turbo and manifold, I just don't like the pitch that it sounds, especially when the wastegate opens. And I think a huge part of that has to do with the wastegate and the way it's recirculated, as well as the turbo setup. So I used to like the way it sounded, and I no longer like that. So today we're going to go ahead and install something that in hopes to fix that. I'm not going to rehash a whole video that I already made on the exhaust and how it sounds. So if you'd like to see that, I'll go ahead and link it above so you guys can check it out. But let's go inside and I will show you what we got in store for the Evo. All right, guys, back in the house, and we have a box from Vibrant Performance. There it is, and as you can tell, this is a Resonator. Go ahead and take a look at the specs real quick. I'll give you a moment to take a look at that. Right here, GTR. And let's get this thing open and show you guys. Nothing too crazy, but this is something I've been meaning to do for a very long time. I honestly don't even know why I've taken this long. So the plan is to get this installed ASAP. And nothing crazy with this. It's just a giant Resonator. And I'll go ahead and bust this out. Let me get this set up and then I'll show you. All right, guys, here we are. We got nice exhaust shininess and goodness. Love when things look like this, but here you are. Nothing too crazy. This essentially is another version of a muffler. And right now I'm running the Busher Bullet SD exhaust. The SD stands for small diameter, so this will actually act more like a muffler than that. Unfortunately, this is a little bit heavy. I wasn't able to see if there's any weight on here, but if I had to guess, just by holding it, I would say this weighs probably about 5 pounds or so. So obviously not the best for anybody who has a full-on race car and is concerned about this type of stuff when it comes to weight. But for me, this is a street car, and I do not like the way the Evo sounds right now, so hopefully this will change it. I've heard a lot of good reviews about this. Supposedly it changes the pitch, and hopefully it does that for us here. So let's get this over to my buddy's house. He's actually the one who helped me weld the lower intercooler pipe on the Evo when we first got the setup done. We Frankensteined some shit together, and he was nice enough to help us weld and make a really nice one-piece intercooler pipe all the way down. So he's gonna be the one doing this. So let's get this over to him and hope that everything goes well. All right, guys, we're at the homie's house, and this is where the Evo is currently. So we're thinking we're gonna go ahead and try to, if it fits, we're gonna go ahead and try to utilize the test pipe to go ahead and use that as the, looks like it'll fit, but we're gonna use that. That's where we're gonna put the Resonator. But as you can tell, 3-inch all the way back. I'd like to stay away from right here just because I don't want that pressure, and that thing is pretty heavy. It's about 5 pounds or so. I don't want that weight just sitting on the turbo and the manifold, so I'd rather it goes in the middle somewhere. So hopefully that'll be it. And this is his gorgeous Miata, putting my engine bay to shame. You said this is a Garrett, what, it's 28?
GTX 2871.
Yeah, 2871, so pretty nice, man. Great setup. He gets no traction though. He said it weighs 1,900 pounds. And he's making about 400 wheel. So you do the math, it's crazy. Power to weight ratio. All right, guys, here we are. Getting ready to install this. All right, guys, we are done. Everything looks good. This is a perfect spot for anybody wanting to do this. And if you have a test pipe, this is a great spot for it. My old setup didn't have it. The downpipe went all the way down to the cat back, so I didn't have this option before. So it wasn't until I did the new setup. So if you or want to do something like this, this is what it'll look like, and you got plenty of clearance. I'll bring it around so you guys can see around the drive shaft. All right, guys, as you can clearly see, you got plenty of space between the drive shaft and everything. This little bracket right over here, it looked like it was going to be an issue, but as soon as you tighten the exhaust, it actually ended up shifting towards the passenger side. So everything is good. Don't mind that oil on the exhaust. I think that was when the car was initially being broken in. Something must have happened at the shop, because oil and coolant was all over the engine bay, and obviously I've cleaned that since. So guys, got a buddy driving. Got a friend driving the Evo. This thing sounds so good, man. All right, guys, there you have it. Hopefully the camera was able to pick up the difference in pitch and tone, and it sounds completely different, even in the cabin. I'll get a video of that later on for you guys. I'll do a POV video, but it sounds completely different. I'm able to hear more of the engine and turbo rather than just loudness and just raspiness. So it killed everything. It killed the drone. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the setup. It still doesn't sound how it used to sound with the stock frame turbo setup, but it definitely sounds closer to that than it did before. It used to sound like a Honda when we just did the way it was basically when we did the new setup. So I do recommend this if you guys don't like the loudness of your car, and it doesn't have to be an Evo. It could be basically any car. If you want to kind of change the tone, bring it down a little bit and make it sound a little bit deeper. Overall, I really recommend it, especially if you're running a setup like mine. So that's going to take care of it for this one. In the future, I will go ahead and do a POV video so you guys are able to hear inside the cabin. I only have one GoPro, and I didn't feel like doing it, so I'd rather just make a separate video. So that's going to take care of it for this one. Take it easy, guys, and I'm out. Peace.